hopefully this key.
Oh, I do love that last panel though. That last panel fucking slaps.
Yeah, dude, I screamed.
Oh, that's so fucking great. Zora right there, baby.
Squad.
like this ain't the squad you want to fuck with right now. Magda looking like a badass for the first time ever. God, this is the coolest he's looked with the whole squad. I love this.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Shonen Ronins. It's daylight savings day, and we are trying to fix our own schedule. We're not trying to all fixed up and everything, but yeah, we finally got it together, and we are all good, ready for the new chapters of Shonen Jump that came out today, and each and every one of them were bangers for sure. We don't have the entire group today, but we have the main groups, the important groups today mainly. So let's show our faces. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Shonen Ronins. This is episode 24. We are going to be talking about Black Clover, JJK, and My Hero Academia. Ooh-wee. All these chapters. Ooh.
Flames, bro.
Listen, I had every single one of them was a good time. Every single one.
Everything came for this purpose, and everything came together where it needs to be. Righteous Justice, thank you for coming in here to be the first person to come here waiting to talk about JJK. And
congratulations, first.
We are going to be starting JJK.
Yeah, we're going to start with JJK.
Oh, man. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with JJK chapter 164.
This chapter was flames, honestly. Like, I personally love the domain expansions. I think they're really, really cool. And this one is one of my favorites, honestly, after reading this chapter. I love that instead of just like forcing someone into rules that give you the advantage in terms of power, this makes it fair in a sense, right? Because this character used to be a lawyer. So of course his domain expansion would be a court of law where everything is fair. There can be no physical violence involved, and you have to pretty much like defend your case and then face judgment, right? So I thought this was really, really cool. A really cool concept. This played out way differently than I thought it would play out from the last chapter.
Same.
I thought this would be a straight up fight. And something like this is something that I prefer. Like, definitely seeing Yuji use his brain more than using his fist, right? Like, he has to stand there and figure out the best way to make his own defense in order to save his own life. So I love this chapter. This is dope. The Calling Games has been really dope so far. So yeah, man, great chapter.
So you just hit on something that I really like about Yuji, and why Yuji is one of my favorite MCs. I feel like overall he might be my favorite. You know, I love Deku, but like I was like, Yuji's written in such a way where he's smart and he's strong, but he's not the smartest and he's not the strongest. But he still always figures out a way to get through it without trying to become friends with the person who he's fighting. You know what I'm saying? Which it's not always a bad thing, but I just like the way that Yuji is written, because he racked his brain trying to figure out the possibilities, and he was like, well, I just gotta pick one. And it ended up being the wrong one, but still, the fact that he went through it, I was like, that makes him seem more real to me. It was like, all right, well, he thought about the scenarios. I feel like any other logical person could have also gone through those scenarios, especially with the information that he had from Tengen, is what he said, and it just made sense. And I was like, this is really good. But also what you said about him creating a court of law. I like this character. This character's good, but it also shows you why he was able to kill 20 sorcerers, because they didn't know how to react to this.
So supposedly 20 sorcerers. We don't.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go by what Yuji said. I'm gonna go by what Yuji's thinking, and so it makes sense because everybody would think that a domain expansion is supposed to be this hyper violent thing that they can. And I'm sure everybody else was just shook when it happened, and so he was able to obviously have the upper hand because he has all the knowledge of and experience of being a lawyer and being in a courtroom. So it was easy for him. And then I guess I want to know what happens in the other two instances when they're sentenced, because it looks like confiscation. So I have to go back and look at that panel. Was his curse energy given to Harugumi, or was it just taken? Is what I want to know.
I'm wondering about the definition of what did it mean by confiscation. So probably it might actually be taken and give it to
it took I was like, but did the judge man, which is such a persona ass name, did it take the curse energy, or like I said, did it transfer to Harugumi? Because I mean, we all know that Yuji, even without it, is still formidable, and he's about to find that out because he's about to catch hands. But it's still interesting. I want to know what the other verdicts can. I'm like, can people just like instantly die? Can you get the death penalty here too?
I'm wondering about this because based on the crimes you've committed in your life, because like him just going into a parlor was just just literally.
And
you
he's
going
a
in
minor.
There, minor.
Yes.
And like at least Yuji was able to think about it. All right, so if I told the truth, I get a lighter sentence. I think if you were, but we didn't really know if that was gonna work. If the lighter sentence were like, all right, you would get something taken from you, but it wouldn't be too bad. You could still keep on the fight. But the worst case scenario is you got caught, whatever the evidence, and then with proof, like, okay, now you kind of you're doing a whole life 15 years sentence kind of situation there. And
I went into the parlor to take a dump. Oh boy, Yuji. I love Yuji, but no, this was a super like. That guy does this thing where he has very well thought out conversations, not just like scenes. He has well thought out conversations, and I love this conversation. Like this whole conversation is truly just like I was like enthralled the entire time. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, but what's this? I love it. It was so much fun to read, and this character is probably one of the most interesting that he's put into the whole story. Like. If this is what older sorcerers are like, I hope that we get more of those older sorcerers, because he seems to follow more of that old school type jujutsu. And I'm like, oof, yes, please. Like, I love this. Like, if we get more characters like this going forward, Cullen Game gonna be my favorite, straight up.
Because for me, like I said, like this kind of stuff is more compelling. Like, I love Goku, right? He can punch anything. But for me, like, I love characters that use their brain and their brawn together to be the ultimate being to take out whoever they need to take out. So this type of character that uses this type of domain expansion is just, it's so compelling to me.
Yeah, and I love that he had a domain expansion this fast, by the way. Remember how they're like, it takes forever to figure out a domain? He was like, I ain't wasting no time. Domain expansion, bitch. And I'm like, oh, all right, dude, here we go. So, I guess now I'm just curious about how this is going to play into what's happening with Yuji. He can't control his curse energy. So it's like, last time that happened, if I remember correctly, was in the penitentiary near the beginning, when Sukuna came out for the first time. So I'm like, what's going to happen? But I'm sure Yuji's confident enough in his physical ability that we probably won't need to worry about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he wins because I mean he's so physically strong and durable. Like, I think he definitely wins. But in terms
I
of,
do
like,
love he get bopped with a big ass gavel.
Right? But in terms of confiscation, like I was thinking about it, like maybe it's Judge Man like temporarily disabling it until the match is over. So Judge Man does technically have it, but only as a way to disable Yuji's curse magic to continue the battle being fair. In my opinion, that's how I took it.
Confiscation, that would make sense, because that means that. Well, let's do that thing that we do here.
The Googles.
Yep. Let's look up the actual definition. So, the action or taking of seizing someone's property with authority, seizure. So,
it's been taken from him.
That means it's been taken, but there's a chance that it can be returned because it was seized
After the fight, yeah. But like, does that mean someone has to die? He would have to die first in order for you to get the powers back, or is this going to be a whole time limit temporarily?
If Hiragumi is, the upholding justice person that he is, if Yuji can still make his case, he'll probably just give it back.
Yeah. I mean, I actually think it's out of his hands. I think that's solely on Judgeman, right?
You think so?
Judgeman will do it based on the rules.
Yeah, based on the rules.
Because, I mean, that's the point, right? Like, Judgeman is completely impartial. So I think that would be the point for Judgeman to make all of the rules. And like you said, if Yuji can prove his case, then it'll just be given back to him based on the ruling.
I know. That's why I love this, because it also leads to a lot more possibility. It's not just who can hit harder in this situation.
Exactly.
I love this. This was actually probably one of my.
I'm wondering if if the whole entire real law and justice system is gonna be based on the judgment itself, can Yuji say appeal?
Maybe. That's what I'm saying.
Appeal.
That's possible. Like, that's actually possible.
What? Well, they're not in the domain expansion anymore.
But he could still. Well, I mean, but Judgeman's still present.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
He's like always weirdly present. Weirdly.
So that's a good point, Sam. He could appeal and make a new argument.
But then, like, I guess the too much of the evidence where, well, there's the picture. You are literally in this place. It's the reason why we're in entire case in the system, because you were inside, and this was photographic proof of you're inside that finds you guilty. There was really, no matter what excuse you had, the whole point was you're inside. That's it.
I mean, but he could also kind of make the case of, well, how was this evidence obtained?
Oh, memory.
You know what I'm saying?
Memory says, like, this is evidence. I don't even know what's in this, but like,
exactly. The evidence is not necessarily conclusive, and so Hiragumi got to make that conclusion based on the evidence he saw, which is also really cool, because that means he had to like come up with that like on the spot.
And I think Yuji has an argument, because the only thing he says is that what's the exact term? You entered with the intent of playing the machines. You can't prove that I actually played the machines.
He was just standing in front of it.
Anything illegal? Like, can you prove that seriously? Right. So yeah.
From this picture, can you prove that I was actually doing anything other than just looking at it?
Exactly.
I could say that I didn't have the intent to use it. I just wanted to see what they look like.
Exactly. So yeah, let's see if Yuji's smart enough to catch on to that quickly so that he can make an appeal. It's like, yes, you can say that I had the intent, but can you prove that I actually used the machines and did something illegal?
Exactly. So that's why I like this. This is great. I love it. So JJK still like, it's one of those things where I'm still like sad that I'm current in JJK, because it's like, I gotta wait another week to see what happens next. But like, I also love it. It's a love-hate relationship for sure.
At least there's no delay for next week.
That's true. That's true. But this was a really good chapter. Like, really good. It had everything I liked. It had some more characterization of our antagonist in this particular situation. Yuji got some more like showing more how he's grown, which is amazing, because I don't think Yuji would have done this, prior to a certain incident.
Well, I feel like this wasn't a forced situation where he got put into, because the domain expansion automatically be like, oh, yeah, you can't fight in here in this courtroom. No violence.
That, and he also knows that he has to do everything it takes to try and get this dude to make this rule for him, or take his points, which he can't do. So he's trying everything he can to get him to make a rule for him.
Oh man, but yeah, it was a really good chapter. What do you guys think about Tengen actually explaining? Like, so back then everybody had their own domain expansion. It's just that nobody's able to even like bring it out anymore. But it's not always a can't miss attack kind of situation. It's more of a place where you make the rules, and the person that's inside has to follow it.
Well, it makes sense, because he's basically saying that it takes a lot of skill, so people just got stronger over time. And, so the weaker domain expansions didn't really count, because all these domain expansions were just like, well, you die instantly. That's what it became.
And then just to add on top of that, like, we've seen so many people only use domain expansions as kind of like a last resort, like that kind of
last resort, a kill title.
So it's like they're not really using it that much for it to be this defined with all of these different rules. So it's very interesting, man.
So, okay, so this is where we get into the realm of nin for me. This is very similar to nin abilities, and that's what. And can I be real for a second? That was part of where Hunter x Hunter kind of started to like fluctuate from, because it got away from those nuances in nin, and I loved those particular nuances. Yeah, it did. There were points where nin was super like defined and refined, and then it went more into the philosophical, which is fine. But I love how nin was built and described, and this is what that is to me now. Yeah, so, it's so good.
Vash wouldn't get that.
Yeah, Vash would understand that.
One day.
One day. James, you have such hope for him. No, but I love this chapter. Anything? I also, so one other thing I want to point before we move on. The sumo wrestling rules. That was lit. I love that.
That was a good example. Where
so I'm
like,
it's so practical too.
I'm like, did you just tell me that sumo wrestling was built on a domain expansion rule set?
So cool.
I love that.
That's smart. Honestly, that was actually pretty smart.
It's really cool. I love that callback. So no, that's the last thing I had about that. But no, I love this chapter. This chapter was great. I'm curious. It's like, are they really gonna actually fight? You know, is he gonna realize that he can't actually like beat him in a straight up physical fight? This could be interesting because he seems like a smart dude. Like Hiragumi seems like a smart dude.
Yeah, and very smart.
Somehow he's able to make a mallet. Just throw his mallet and bring it back.
How am I saying his name? How the hell do you say his name? Hold on, let me look at it because I'm like, I keep saying his name, but I'm like, that's not
Hiraguma.
How the fuck do you say your name? Higuruma. Yeah, Higuruma. Yeah, now Hiragumi Higuruma. Okay, but no, love it. It's good.
So Yuji can't control his cursed energy, but I think that's really fair. It's just more like even his own brawn versus Hiraguma's, I guess, technical, his own cursed energy finally that we've actually seen and experienced, and I guess even playing field.
I mean, in a way, yes, this would even a playing field against anybody else. But Yuji also isn't here to like necessarily kill him either.
Yeah.
He needs him to help him. So that's why I think this is going to be interesting, because it seems like Higuruma would be more of he'd be more likely to listen than anybody else he could have went to. So Megumi's going to have to kill his person probably. But Itadori can probably talk to this dude. So we'll see.
What's even more interesting, if we were to go by the 20 sorcerers that he's killed, each and every one of those 20 sorcerers cannot fight their own evenly matched opponents. Technically, that's what Hiragumi put them into, so to say.
Maybe. I mean, unless they met a different fate from Judgment.
That's what I'm wondering too. Like, what if they actually commit like the real murder crime, got caught, and the judgment was like death penalty kind of thing?
Exactly. I don't know.
And I also love that he doesn't know. Like it keeps it really fair.
I think that's exactly what he stands for. Like it personifies him as a person, which I think it says a lot. To be honest, that's all he ever wants is a fair and just ruling for people. So.
Yeah, and in this way, like you literally can't escape because Judge Man knows all of the answers.
Knows all of your history.
Lie your way out of it. Like you can't get your lawyer
when they say and like justice is blind, like even the eyes being sewn in and everything, yet it sees all, it knows all. It's just that both sides on nothing. It's judge, jury, and executioner basically. Damn.
Yep, literally right
fair.
Here.
That's the point.
Yep, but that's exactly. He wants it to be fair. And that's what it is. So, unless it's not.
Then he's as broken as the system itself that Hiraguma.
But like I said, it's once again, he's not technically in control of it. So
True. Very true. Oh man, it's a good chapter. Very good chapter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, ready to move on to our next topic? My Hero Academia.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on for My Hero Academia.
Listen. Horikoshi has been in his goddamn bag. By the way, Horikoshi, I shout outs to you for the Street Fighter reference in the first panels.
Right?
that made me so happy. So happy. It was so good. Yep.
The whole guy
like,
play Guile theme right now.
It made me so happy. But Star is such a good character. He's made Star into such a compelling character so quick, if you ask me. Like, I love Star. But you know who also is ridiculous? All for One. My God. This dude. What is he? Like, what is he now? It's like this
demon
is
lord.
Legitimately. Like, this is wild. Man. But Horikoshi, why did you give the air titties?
Because it's her form.
Horikoshi, why did you give the air titties? I was like, what is this?
Yeah, man, this chapter was flames, right? Coming off of the heels of 331, like, Star and Stripe is absolutely fucking broken in like the best ways possible. And I love that she was introduced with Shigaraki because like he's the only one that would be able to stand up to what she's capable of, like unifying the lasers, United Hypermax output laser, using it like as a giant fucking lightsaber to keep All for One down, and then like it's only able to pin him. It's not even able to kill him. And then the fact that she was able to turn all of these missiles into like this huge punch, like it's absolutely crazy. Her abilities are nuts. Like, and the fact that All for One is just smiling through all of this.
Oh, because he's having
was
fun.
Able to survive. Yeah,
because he's having fun. That's wild to me.
He's testing out all of these new abilities in this younger body. Decay is perfect. The way that he was able to use Decay to hide himself from that giant explosion, like that was genius level thinking.
Oh yeah, it was so fast.
The most dangerous part of All for One.
And he says
precise timing.
Like if I had messed up even just the slightest, I would have been done. And I'm like, so that confirms they're like not invincible, just that he got it right. Oh my God.
But like they made the right call. Like you have to like literally like incinerate the entire body and form. Do not give a chance of regeneration. And if it was so close, it's literally equivalent to like a whole nuclear explosion onto Shigaraki.
Yeah. Dude.
Only he was too smart. I was like, yeah, you know, Decay is perfect now. I just dig through the earth, through the ocean, just hide into the hole. Yeah, I get burned and praised, but you know, hyper regeneration ain't nothing to me. And if I'm still standing up and you have no next weapon, you lose. That's a crazy.
But she's got something though. She's got something. There's something else.
It's not about with the strength though. It has to be something with.
No, it's got to be something with her rules still.
It had to be with her rules.
Because that's basically what they were saying in the beginning of the chapter.
Because
it's like
even
it's
she
not
knows
always about your power.
Even if she knows, like if she were to like like sacrifice one of her brothers onto like from the plane, like yo, just trap him in there. Just our explosion would just no, it's not. We already seen the hyper regeneration. It's not gonna do much anyway. I might as well.
For me, this could go one of two ways. Either he does win here, like definitively, or she has something else up her sleeve where it just doesn't work on her, and he's like, "Well, shit." And then the Jets can, because I mean, the Jets can still do some serious damage. We saw it. We saw they could. So who knows?
They had to be able to catch him too. It was like Shigaraki was quick.
Oh, he's very fast.
He's really quick. And like, what also saved him was the Nomu that he was like on, I believe, because the Nomu was what distracted the other the ships, and that's why like not too many of the lasers were like on him and target to keep him trapped. And that was actually one of the reasons why like he was able to make it within that time limit as well. But man, All for One Shigaraki combination literally came up as he was like a zombie from Walking Dead or something like. Literally, you see his skull.
I think I took a screenshot of all of these panels, dude.
Like, I don't see this kind of like world like drawings unless it's like One Punch Man kind of thing.
Right, like it's so
True.
sick, like
right. This is like I feel like this entire short arc of Stars and Stripes was like Hirokoshi's way of showing homage to One Punch Man for sure.
I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
that widespread from 8 and 9 was ridiculous, dude. It was
I mean,
absolutely
one of my
ridiculous.
favorite panels though is on page 10, where you can see the explosion basically separating the skyline, the clouds.
yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
and then Endeavor's like, oh shit. So now they know where they are.
I think she's fine. Much like Yurei, I think she has. I mean, she knows about All for One, right? I mean, All Might was her mentor, so I think she has a rule that will somehow counteract his ability to steal her quirk.
I think that she just
in there.
So All Might was all powerful. Like she's potentially invincible. Like that's what she probably went for. Like because we still like she said that the rule on herself was for super strength, but we don't know what that actually means, do we?
What do you mean?
What do you mean by
like she just remember she said that the one rule she always has on herself is to make herself strong.
Right.
It didn't say how. It didn't say how.
Level.
But then they said like it just never matched All Might's strength or something like that.
Which at the point at the time that they knew him was like damn near infinite. You know?
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, how does that rule apply to her? Is it she is the strongest in terms of like body and strength, or is it just strength?
I think she can only choose one because her quirk of law just gives her one of it.
We don't know. I mean, so the way that so he made a point to say how the rule worked with the missiles. Tiamat, the name, is redirected. That is very ambiguous. Like very.
But she can only do it like two at a time.
She said as long as the rule applies to even a single missile. So that means that to me means that she didn't know it's not absolute on all of the missiles when it comes to something like that. So I'm really curious to see how this that's why I love this quirk, is because there's a lot of room for play in it.
That gives All for One the whole reason why there's a lot of things to play. I want to keep going with all these rules. We have the same imagination.
I don't know, man. Like if he gets this quirk, it's like what's the point? Like for real. Like what's the point if he gets this quirk?
There's no way he gets it. Something's gonna happen. She's going to do something with one of the rules that's on her, and then I think Endeavor is going to show up.
I'm wondering if
saw it.
Could it be the opposite? Yeah. Can it be the opposite effect too? Use it to poison herself to let Shigaraki take it?
I don't know. See, that's what I was wondering. I was like, did she do something to herself with the quirk at the last minute? Like, what about
I think she definitely did, and I think whatever it is will counteract Shigaraki's ability to take it from her. That's what I think. We'll see.
Like, what if
he's already broken. It's too much to give him this quirk too. It just doesn't make sense.
Could she make herself quirkless?
Temporarily?
Yeah.
Why not?
Like, but then she's just human. And so he can't get the quirk, but she still dies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he made contact. He made contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he realizes that he can't steal it, he'll just kill her.
He'll just kill her.
She's a huge threat.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, because
that'd be wild.
Because this was someone All for One was cautious about. Yeah, this is one person that I was cautious about, but afterwards, nobody. I don't need to worry about anybody else afterwards, and. Tai said if Shiggy All for One gets her quirk, he may use it inside the One for All world.
See, and then even then, I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's just too much. Like he already has decay on a level that anything decay touches also decays, and he can control.
Basically, if anything, he could have just literally he could have just decayed the world. He could have just decayed the world if he wanted to, but he didn't. He didn't.
He has that plus 14 quirks. He doesn't need. It would just be too much.
He'd just be he'd just be playing a game with himself with this quirk. Just be like, all right, I want to do this, testing out this. Let's test out this.
I don't know. This chapter reads to me like one of those, and Horikoshi does this where they show kind of the somber backstory that leads to the plus ultra moment, which we hadn't got yet, and which is because remember when Endeavor was fighting that Hayanomu for the first time?
Yep.
It feels like that to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's so funny? He made his own panel there. Even this chapter.
She changed the rule on herself, and it's going to do something. And
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see what it is.
By the way, Shigaraki's small as hell, or Star Stripe is big and beautiful. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
I wanna look into that panel like with Endeavor and then all my Hercules car, and if you see on like the streets, literally it got broken off from there. Someone's heading towards them too. Page 10.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Someone's heading towards them now.
Like, did somebody just take off towards them there, like towards where she?
Or was that Endeavor that was like literally heading towards them?
No,
I mean but who's in the car?
else.
Do you think it's All Might?
Wasn't that Hercules? The car? His car?
I thought it was Genus and Hawks in the car.
Yeah, they're in the car. You're right. Yeah. So it's Endeavor, Genus, and Hawks heading to Star and Stripe.
Well, now they know where she is, though.
Yeah, because that cloud separation.
I think it's the three of them heading for their location for sure.
Well, I mean, Endeavor's definitely heading that way now.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, there's going to be that.
I mean, I actually don't think that. This is wild. So in this current state, I don't think that All for One could fight both Endeavor and Star and Stripe. I don't think so. So if Endeavor does show up in time, even if she's weakened, I feel like he'll realize that's too much for him right now, and he's gonna dip.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's happening.
Literally
I just zoomed in on my iPad.
I'm like, I need y'all to never underestimate Endeavor. Endeavor is still that dude. I don't care.
I mean, that was the point of showing Endeavor too. Like, he's definitely going to show up. But yeah, I zoomed into the panel. It's 100% Endeavor. He's just going really, really fast.
Yes. It's also more like, because we know like Stars and Stripes can't fly. She's been using the stealth flyers to like help her like travel and stuff like that and land. What I'm thinking is like the stealth flyers are gonna like take the L in order for Stars and Stripes to escape. Even though she wouldn't want to. She wouldn't like to. But I see it that way too. It's more of, yeah, we don't want you to die. It's not just about getting your corks to get stolen. We don't want you to die amongst this world.
Those are her bros. Exactly.
Which is also why she didn't want to sacrifice her bro either.
I see them sacrificing themselves for her. Or at least some of them, like straight up. Like, I feel like they absolutely sacrifice themselves for her. That's what this feels like. It feels like
first.
Of course, the black guy dies first.
But yeah, I definitely see that, because we also got like moments with them earlier on in the chapter as well.
Why am I getting that feeling of
make the sacrifice?
That sacrifice moment is gonna be that from Invincible.
Don't this feel like Top Gun? This feels like Top Gun to me.
I was saying like it's gonna be like Invincible, where Shigaraki is Omni-Man, be like, see, this is just useless. You didn't you see how much a fraction of they do. The actions they do is only a fraction of our power.
Nah, see, this is the thing where Omni-Man knows that he's the strongest. All for One knows that he needs this quirk to be the strongest.
Right.
God, this is so good. I love this. This was a great chapter. This was so good. Yeah. But now I hate the way that last panel. I hate when he does that, but it's so good because I'm like, now what actually is going to happen? And I got to wait a whole week to find out.
Great cliffhanger.
Yep. Amazing cliffhanger, because we all know what happens when he makes contact with anybody. So I'm like, but does that mean that's actually going to happen to Star and Stripe? I don't know.
There's a lot to dissect within this entire chapter too.
I love that. It's really well done. Horikoshi is having a blast. You could tell he's having so much fun.
Yeah, dude, it opens up the world, like, for her abilities so much more. Like, what would happen if she were to change the rules of lava? The same thing that she did with air. Make a body of lava. She can do it. Like, it's crazy, the applications for her abilities. But I love these panels where it's like you see her do the thing, and then you see, like, the air version of her, like, in the next panel. Like, it's so structured.
So when we get to see this animated in like 2024,
right?
Bro, I'm gonna lose my
yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have a child that gets to witness that for the first time.
Shit is so good. Horikoshi's insane, man.
That's gonna be nuts. I can't wait, bro. This is exciting. But okay, so one of my favorite panels actually is the one where All for One is thinking about how he saved himself, and it's just a little sad face and smiley face, like cartoon. It's so good. I'm like, was that all for one's brain? Was that his brain? Because if so, that's hilarious. On page 13. So I was like, that is hilarious. But, it's all good. Jesus.
But yeah, the vocabulary of Shigaraki is like, yeah, now we're gonna make better use of your resources. It's just, oh, okay. And then the dictionary, like, it makes you think, like, yo, so what time are these guys really from? Suck it to us. It was like, what?
Oh, maybe she has a rule on them. Because last panel, do it now, Star. Oh no.
I thought that was more like, yo, like, keep us, like, we were just, we'll blow up the craft within ourselves and try to kill Shigaraki.
No, I think she has a rule on them.
Yeah, but so do you think that she was able to evolve past having only 2 rules?
Or okay. it's a yes and to the first rule. She could extend the rule to more than just herself.
That would be plus ultra. Yeah,
oh,
it's possible.
Yeah, because she smiles right at the end there. Like she's like, okay, I've made peace with this, essentially.
That sounds like Nana. Oh no. That sounds like All Might's teacher at the moment.
Yeah, she has the look of acceptance in her face, and it makes me uneasy. But we'll see, man.
Because she wouldn't just give up and like let herself die to protect them. I think it's the opposite way around. She's like, okay, well, this is what they want to do. I mean, but maybe she would. I'm not sure. But that's why I love this, because it is like you could see it as an absolute, but it's also really ambiguous at the same time.
There's so many different ways it could go.
This could be interpreted a lot of different ways. But
like one of my favorite ones that we talked about was just the fact that could she make herself temporarily quirkless, and in that moment they fire the lasers on All For One, and he just kills her because he knows that she's a threat. And then now we don't have this cheat code for the final battle as well. So there's so many different ways that you can look at it, because she would need to be incapacitated in some way, because this final battle needs to be Deku in Class 1A, or that's what we believe, right?
Right, because so like she couldn't be a part. She can't be a part of that fight. But even if
what happens?
I mean, but it's also one thing was like she would have to go back to the United States immediately if she survives. I mean, like she'll have to go back because
she's not supposed to be here anyway.
Exactly, she's not supposed to be there. And remember, there was an uprising of other villains all over the world at the same time, and so she needs to go back to help folks in America potentially if that's what's going to happen. She won't be able to stay.
Shigaraki runs, and then she has to go somewhere else.
Exactly. So that's another thing that can happen in my mind. So I'm like, oh boy,
it's a lot of possibilities.
There's a lot of possibilities. But no, Nick, you're right. If we're ever gonna get that part of my, it's gonna be like season 12.
Season 12.
Oh,
I know.
Wow.
I know. But I can't wait regardless.
Dog.
Like this entire once My Hero hits like this official war arc, like just to start, there's no break. And so they're gonna have to add a filler somewhere. They're gonna have to. Just let's be real. They're gonna have to.
They're just add a movie.
Oh, I can't wait though. I love their movies. The movies have been great. So
yeah, Road Heroes was great.
They're only getting better.
They're only getting better. But no, this chapter was great, and now I gotta know what happens next. I might read scans this week. Who knows?
Don't fashade yourself, man.
We'll see.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Looks like it's time for Black Clover. I'm gonna see myself.
No, you stay your ass right there, Sam. You ain't going nowhere. You about to listen to this whole talk. That's right. All right, James. So, y'all ready, chat? Black Clover 312. Listen. This is Black Bull Supremacy season.
Yes, bro. This is what we've been waiting for. When does the crew get back together, bro?
This is exactly what I was hoping for. It happened a little bit sooner than I thought it was going to happen, but I'm so glad that we're here. My God. So Lucifero has, in another post body. Surprise, surprise. Oh, that's a good question, BC. Why does Sam not read Black Clover? Yeah, Sam, why don't you read Black Clover?
Because Vash has not watched Hunter x Hunter.
So you can technically
that means you're never reading it.
He's never going to read it because Vash is never going to watch Hunter x Hunter. So there you go. You got that blood bond right there, chat.
Rob Hawkins was good, man. Thank you guys for joining in.
Yeah, thanks for lurking. I appreciate you, BD. But no, like, so Lucifero's got a new host, surprise, and is now just kind of like, all right, I'm doing everything I need to do, but the Black Bulls show up, and just like we were hoping for, Gray shows up and is already doing the damn thing. I love the fortification magic.
Yeah, this is lit.
What if she just uses that on Asa? Bro.
Yeah.
The structure itself has changed.
Like we got a tease of this like during the last arc, and I thought this was really,
they brought it back here. They literally brought that because that was the one that everybody who knows about Gray was like, but what happened? They never told us anything else, and they finally finished it today. So like, thank God, because I've been waiting on this for a while. I don't even know how long ago that was, but yeah, we've been waiting on this.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's essentially transmutation, which is ridiculous. She's able to actually change the physiology of the thing that she uses her magic on. So
yeah, Cersei was sick. Yeah,
right. I thought that was sick. Getting to see Vanessa and Gauche, like that was lit. Seeing them again, and I love that Morris is able to counteract Roche. Is it Roche or Rogue? I can't remember the cat's name. But he's able to counteract Fate.
Yeah, well, that may be because you were in here when I was reading that, and I was like, man, what the fuck? Because at this point, my modification magic interferes with intangible concepts as well. Like, excuse me, what the hell? It's like, what? Okay, that's fine. So I'm like, well, Vanessa's kind of out for this fight until they get that sorted out. But I think she could still hopefully use it on the rest of the team, and not just on him, is my guess.
I don't know. It's almost like he's nullifying it in the space, but we'll see.
Wild. You know? Yeah, that's wild to me. But of course, I was telling James earlier, I was like, this is probably the low-key most OP squad by itself, to be honest with you. This squad is OP as hell, especially now with Gordon. Gordon finally doing some work.
Yes. So let's talk about that, right? Like, let's talk about Gordon. So we've been waiting for hundreds of chapters to see what Gordon's magic is going to turn into. And I love that he's been able to find his own thing. He's been able to transform his poison magic into medicine, essentially, to change it into something else. Modified poison curse magic, curse worker's neighbor. So he's able to change Henry's curse and allow him to just use his magic.
His full power. It's like he turns that curse into the Black Bull. Exactly. Incredible. Without taking it from everybody else. That's wild. I'm like, that's amazing. Like I love that that's the concept they took with Gordon's magic. I'm like, it made the most sense. Like now that I've seen it, I'm like, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, because that's very much a Gordon thing. Like Gordon would want to be able to help his teammates, not fight other folks directly, straight up.
Yeah, and it's like so Gray now has essentially transmutation magic, and then Gauche has the ability to use Mirror Brigade to multiply Gray. So it's like you said, Ray, like it's so OP. The entire squad is so fucking OP. And then Morris pulls out the gravity magic, presence of the Demon King. This is one of my favorites.
I love that magic. Gravity magic. It just looks so cool. It just is like every time it's like, yeah. This is gravity. Gravity is absolute. Boom. Yeah,
I love like those moments with like when Dante was fighting Yami and he was able to take up like a boulder and then crush it into like a sword instantly, just using gravity magic. It's insane. So Morris now has gravity magic, and he also has modification magic that changes intangible things.
Those are two crazy magics combined, like straight up.
But that's why you need the Black Bulls, right?
But I love this though, because he says it's not possible to change the properties of gravity,
right?
Which means that these two magics can't work in tandem together, which is good.
It's like he's already OP, and I love that there's a cap on it to some degree, that he can't use them at the same time. He has to use one or the other.
I love it. That makes me happy. But let's see. Let's see. You're back from your family's scary house. Talking to Gordon. But no, we understand it about Gordon. So like he can use it as he can, but basically he's powering up Henry he didn't take his curse away. He's powering it up to use it as an advantage. That's we get that. That's good.
Yeah.
But no, this is exactly what I wanted from this chat. Like I wanted this so bad because now Henry's got the mega. He's got the mega Gundam. His Gundam is. And I love like some. I've already seen some people want to say, "Oh man, well they're just too strong." What's the point? Well, I'm like, they're fighting Lucifero, bro. One of the most powerful demons. Period. Why can't they be at least kind of as strong as a group? As a group of how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, yeah.
Like what I'm waiting for is what did Zoro learn, right? Like what's his next thing with his trap magic? Like how does his trap magic help everyone against Lucifera and Morris? Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see that too. This is exciting times. I'm not even kidding. But I have to point out again, Charmy looking absolutely menacing in the background. Like, wow.
She's definitely, because she's in adult form. She's ready to kill, bro. So
I need this. Has this been colored yet? I want this page in color.
I hope it has.
Real bad, because I'm sure this is gonna look dope. By the way, bring back the anime so I can get this now. I need this. I want to see this pose, especially with Magna looking the coolest he's ever looked.
Which will come right after the Black Clover movie.
It better.
And Luck always looks like a psychopath.
Always. Oh man,
it's gonna be lit, man. This
you know what's weird?
Is going to be insane.
Noelle doesn't have on actual clothes. She's just wearing water.
I didn't even notice that.
Look at it.
Or is it? I don't know. Like that would be weird.
I mean, yeah, that looks just like water.
It does. It really does look like she's covered in water magic.
But no, I'm really excited for this next chapter. You're right. It is. It went real quick, but no, I want this next chapter. This is gonna be good.
This was a nice in between chapter that gave us everything that we wanted. Like just like waves of black bulls just showing up until you get to the final panel, and you get to see the whole squad back together again. Like you said, Ray, this is much sooner than I thought. I didn't think we would see the whole crew together for at least another like 5 chapters. Because I thought at this point we would see Mars fighting Morris. I thought we would see some other battles. Like I thought we would see other things before we got to this point, but Mars could still show up. But again, I didn't think they would come together this quickly. So
well, I mean, man, you know how really it goes. Happy. They all show up. They're all like, "Yeah, we're gonna flex," and then he's like, "Wait a minute, hold up. Now it's time for me to get serious." I love it, but no, I'm loving this. Black Clover continues to be just the most fun for me in Jump. Straight up, Black Clover is just fun, and I don't have anything bad to say about this chapter because this chapter was just very good. It was a very fun chapter.
This chapter was lit. I thought the art was great. Again, my favorite part was just getting the band back together. Like I love
because it's been too long
together. Yeah.
Yep, it's been too long. So I'm glad finally. I'm like, you remember who the story is about. It's about this group. So thank you.
But I appreciate it because them being separated for so long shows you the true scale of this battle. That we needed the Black Bulls separated in key positions in order to fight, and now we're finally in a position that we can fight as a team again. So I love that it showed the scale.
Yeah, you're right. That's absolutely right. That makes the most sense. But now I'm like, okay, can I see some more combination magic, please?
We will.
please.
So you guys check the group chat. There's someone who did color in that panel.
Oh, word?
Black Bull.
But yeah, I need to see more Goshen Gray. I need to see more Gordon. Like, I mean, Gordon could
That's
use
sick.
Gordon could use this spell on Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like that would be, I mean, I don't even know what would happen, but I mean, that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
I know there's so many applications.
By the way, this color confirms that Noelle's just wearing water. LOL. No, I like this legitimately. Just this is very good, very very good. I love it.
Yeah, man, great chapter. I'm just ready for the next one. Like this was really really quick. So yeah, I'm ready for the next one.
You know what I did not read that I should have read? I did not read Kaiju number 8.
I haven't read the newest one either, actually.
Is there a new one?
I thought there was.
Well, the one from.
There's a new one this week. There's a new one this week.
This
Okay,
coming
there we
week.
go. So we're good. Her clothes are mercury, not water. I mean, is mercury blue?
It is. I think.
Why would it be mercury though?
Yeah. Why does she have mercury magic now?
Asking. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm genuinely asking. Why would it be mercury though?
So Nozel gave her a mercury dress that he's just doing to like keep concentrated on her while she's fighting.
Isn't it like silver-ish color? Mercury?
Why would it be mercury?
I mean, I don't see it, but I mean, sure.
Is Nozel here with them? Is he here with them right now? So you mean tell me that dress is just going to stay on her because he just gave it to her?
I don't know. I don't have anything to say on the topic. It doesn't look like that to me. I don't care if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like that to me. I don't know. It looks like water to me.
I mean, the person who was also doing the coloring also thought it was water, so they colored it blue like water. So,
but I don't really care.
Weren't there already other images of Nozel in that same armor? So, and it's made of water.
No, Nozel has he has mercury magic. That's what he does. But no, okay. I mean, that's fine. I just think it's weird that she would have it.
If I missed some panel that says it's mercury magic, like,
I just think that it's weird that
send it to us. Let me know.
Let me see if people are yelling about that in the comments. Let me see. Let me see.
I have no problems being wrong. Just I would need evidence because it looks like water to me. I can only go with my own eyes.
Don't see it in the comments, so apparently people don't care one way or another.
Yeah, I really don't. All I know is that the squad's back together. They're about.
That's all that matters.
I don't give a shit.
I need to see what Zora doing. Like Zora, please.
If she's wearing roses, she could be wearing. Charmy could have made her a spaghetti dress. I don't give a shit.
could be made out of. Yep, it's true. You're right,
care, bro.
You absolutely
Squad's
right.
Back. Let's get
Squad's
it.
back. Austin's in front. Leaves on his shoulder. I don't care.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
And also just showing up, on his blade.
Right. Like the Silver Surfer just chilling.
He pulled up like, hey, give us back our dad.
But yeah, like you were saying, Ray, like Yami looks wrecked. Like he's literally cracking.
It looks like
literally cracking.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm wondering, is it too late? I hope it's not too late because that'd be real sad. I'd be real sad.
Yeah.
Because we definitely don't know the effect that this is gonna have on them after them being in the ritual, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, ooh, please don't let that happen because
I mean, if the ritual's finished, I mean, they're supposed to die.
True. But like,
so it's literally draining their life energy. So it's like,
please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. I would like for that to not be the case, but I digress. I guess we're gonna find out here soon because they're gonna either rescue him in time or he's gonna basically be like, you know what? I'm just gonna finish him anyway. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm assuming we're gonna get another transformation out of him here soon. And definitely. I don't know what that's gonna look like. I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like. I think
we're gonna get like 2 more transformations because you know how this shit goes. It's like, all right, well, now the whole crew's here. Now I have to power up. And then when they start to defeat me, I have yet another
power up. It's true. Man, I need it. You want to know who hit Morris the second time? That's a good question. Who did hit him the second time?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't show. It shows Henry the first time, but yeah, who does punch him the second time? I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll see it probably in the next chapter. But yeah, man, like I'm very curious to see what happens next. Like Asta and Noel are on time limits. Like
true.
So it's like, how will they be able to fight temporarily? But that's why the whole squad's there.
I was about to say the whole squad's there to kind of take up the time, to buy them some time. And I feel like they can absolutely buy them some time. So I mean, just with the three that showed up
there as well.
Yeah. So I'm like,
yeah,
everybody's there. Everybody's here, like Smash Bros. Like I'm all about it. They have a lot of damage they could do now. This team could fuck shit up big time.
BC, I hope it was Asta to punch them the second time. I really do.
Me too, actually. That would have been great.
Yeah. I can also see like William sacrificing himself, and we talked about this before.
We talked about that.
Sacrificing himself so that they can save Yami. It's going to be to this point where it's like, well, we can only save one of them. And William's like, yeah, this is the perfect time for me to, I'll do this because I fucked everything up, previously. Like, so
let this be my penance. All right.
Yes. So we'll see.
We should. I don't know. I just want to see what Lucifero looks like now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be very honest. That's what I think I'm mostly interested in seeing next. Like, what does he look like? I'm like, is it going to be a giant like ancient demon form, or is it just going to be like a menacing like twin like word devil form? I'm like, I mean, I hope it's the latter, but still.
hopefully somewhere in the middle, honestly.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
And they're constantly talking about the second gate being open and then he can emerge. It's definitely happening. It is definitely happening. To especially at this point, 312 chapters in, like we need huge stakes. And then the team comes together with all of the other Magic Knight captains and everyone else, and they defeat Lucifero together. That's what I hope.
That's what I'm
like
hoping
the
for.
Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
Guess.
Magic Knights assemble.
I've been telling people, Sonny, I've been saying that forever. We need a Black Clover game, like this new Demon Slayer game. Like I would a Black Clover game good. Yeah, it is. It's good. Cool. I want a better Black Clover arena fighter. Like, give it to us, please. It would be so good now. There's so many different magic and characters they can have that it would be nuts. I want it. So if you're listening, Bandai Namco, you know what to do. Get on it. Man. But no, I think that's all I got to say about it. This is a great chapter. I love it. Great
chapter. Loved it. Like the last panel is everything to me, bro. We already said the whole crew.
That's what we wanted.
I love the fact the big black bulls gunned him in the back. Like,
yes.
Let's go, man.
He's about to drop the hottest album of all time or beat somebody ass. Yep.
So guys, what was our favorite chapters of this week or today?
Oof, this is hard for me.
This one was hard.
Yeah.
Because JJK was like just absolute gas.
For me, I'll go JJK. Like, and I'm choosing JJK because it was something that I did not expect. I did not expect for his domain expansion to be like this. I did not think that this chapter would turn out this way. And we talked about in the beginning, like I like when things are more intellectual instead of all just like punch, kick. Like this is why like Death Note like changed my life when I first saw it, because the only thing I saw up to that point was like shonen anime, and then I saw that and it's all just about intellect and how you can use that to defeat your opponent. So that's something really different to me. Loved it. So JJK is my chapter of the week.
Man, yeah, and I mean like for all those reasons I love JJK too, but the panels on pages 8 and 9 in My Hero Academia just stole it from me this week. It was so good. Like that art legitimately, I gasped out loud when I saw it. I was like, so I think for me, almost on art alone, it goes to My Hero this week, straight up. Like I loved it. It was beautiful. Yes, please. And plus now the cliffhanger he hit us with, I'm like, I gotta know what happens next.
For me, good. There's a lot of good chapters and panels. This was actually all good. Like even Sakamoto Days had a fun chapter too. But I might actually give it to Undena Luck because I just got a new waifu from there. A muscular waifu as well.
All I'm gonna say is my waifu could beat your waifu, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, catch up. You'll see.
I mean, the waifu wars will commence. Don't worry.
Yes, it will. And we already know who owe us all waifus too.
I mean, I might make him start from scratch, and that'll be how we go forward. He'll just have to start over.
Damn.
I think we'll be benevolent and say you can choose what 5, but the rest are gone and are up for dibs again. I think it's only fair.
We'll
I think
how that
I
plays
think
out.
I think that's justice.
That sounds like a judgment fair to me. Judgment Man fair to me.
I'll ask Judge Man. I think Judge Man's probably gonna be like, yeah, that's good.
Judgment will be impartial.
Did you or did you not concede to these terms and conditions?
He'll try to bribe him with the waifu.
Oh man!
All right, guys, I had fun. It was a good episode of Shonen Ronin.
This was a good episode, and these were
episode.
really good chapters. Like Black Clover was fantastic. JJK was just really good, and like it continues to get more interesting. And My Hero Academia is exactly like the comic book page turner that we love and adore as usual. So like
Facts.
Even though today was the last chapter of Red Hood, I thought it was good.
Yeah,
they wrapped it
I
up
thought it was
okay.
good too.
Yeah, they wrapped it up okay, better, much
best
better
that they
than
could.
they wrapped it up a lot better than the other people that got canceled and did not like. It just.
I mean, and I don't know.
Really
It was
sad. I was just about to get into it.
It
too.
feels weird because like, yeah, the way that it ends is basically what the whole story was talking about anyway.
Yeah, it's literally.
And it's like, oof. It's a commentary on like readers and how this works. I was like, yeah, I mean, it ain't wrong, but yeah, it actually ended way better than I think. Yeah, you're right, Sam. Every other one,
yeah,
that has
like,
had got the axe.
It's not like, oh, here's a random mecha. Here's from Candy Flurry. Here's the like, here's the time travel. Oh, there's the whole entire future. This is how it ends. Like, you don't even get to see the entire middle. You don't see how they fight the last boss. You just find out the whole mental struggle. Nope, not even get that. Only after like one general out of like 12, you only get one at fight and then straight up cancel right afterwards. It's just.
It was unfortunate. Like I thought Red Hood had plenty of potential. It did well with what it had given us, I think, in the beginning. It's just that Japan didn't feel the same. So it is what it is. Like hopefully the next one that mangaka gets to do does get some more shine because
her art was really good. Her art is really good too.
They have a lot of really good ideas. I like the way the idea was presented. So here's to the next one. I hope so.
Same. And I think last Wednesday I had a new manga in, so like we're already getting a new wave of mangas coming in, and let's see if they can survive the chopping block.
Let's see.
Let's see if they actually read that the last week's chapter of Red Hood of how the whole entire how Japan does this. It has a good, interesting story. Just the side characters have a whole background story for it. Have a whole climax inclusion, some loss and all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm still hurt from Bone Collection, man.
I think I'm one of like 3 people that's still mad about Samurai 8, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I still need to read that.
Like I actually was starting to enjoy that. I ain't gonna front. So,
I mean, we can have a whole entire segment of canceled Shonen Jump.
Series, and maybe we'll do a whole show about the ones we missed.
That's actually a really.
We can
idea.
maybe like towards the end of the year or something like that, and like, all right, so 2021 or 2020, who like?
I mean, because everybody goes over what their favorite was from the year. Let's go over the best of the canceled series from the year.
I like that.
I think that'd be good to do. Yeah. Another man's trash. What? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Let's do it.
Yep, sounds good to me. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, Shonen Ronin. We will be back next week with new chapters that's coming out for sure. Nobody's on break, so props. Hopefully, we get the entire team, like the whole crew, like the whole Black Bulls, and coming in, squad to come in. We can only hope. Everybody has busy schedules, but you know, again, you can only hope for the best, and we would love them to join the show. But anyway, guys, hope you had a good one. Peace. Actually, no. where's your plugs, please? I got so distracted.
I kind of feel like it's one of those things where people have been watching long enough that they should know. But still, James, hit them.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Jbxclusive. I talk about movies and comics on there. Go to carefulforspoilers.com. You can find everything that we do, all of our podcasts, all of our articles. I wrote an Eternals non-spoiler review. Go ahead and check that on there. We will be reviewing Eternals either this Tuesday or Friday. It all depends on the team's schedule. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, follow me on Twitter for all of those updates.
I'll let you know if I can make that. By the way, I haven't looked at my schedule yet, but I'll look.
Yeah, I mean, if you do Friday, I'll push it to Friday.
I actually would love to talk about it because, like, I love that movie and there's a lot of reasons why. But still, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Hey, I'm RayApollo. I stream on Twitch. I occasionally post videos on YouTube, and you can also always, most of the time, find me here on Sundays. So yeah, RayApollo. Follow me on Twitter. You want to yell with me about Black Clover? At me on Twitter. You want to talk about any things that we talk about or stuff that you think I should be reading, add me on Twitter because I will always look at them and give them a chance. So let me know.
Guys, also follow Prince Allah or Osa and Abe channel. He's actually watching the game Super Bowl. It's football right now, football season. That's why
he ditched us for football. That's right.
Like a man.
So next time you see him, give him shit. Next time you see him, tell him that he betrayed us.
But yeah, he will join us whenever he can. But he has great content. He's a good guy, and even though he hates me, but
yeah, even though he doesn't love us, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, check his channel out. Also check out Spicy Lady. She's been very busy lately, and it's okay. She can join in, but definitely for sure, she's cool. Follow in her Twitch account when she goes live in gaming. Spicy Lady Entertainment, and she. Her articles up onto Screen Rants as well. Check those out as always. For us, you can always subscribe to the Anime Lately channel to get all your Shonen Ronin Anime Lately podcasts. If we could try to, maybe some manga reactions or reviews or some anime stuff. Who knows? We're going to have to try to see. All descriptions are down below. All of our plugs and everything really down below. You can always follow. And then follow all of our socials. You can follow me at SamtheMangaMan. You can follow Legendy Vash. He's not with us at the moment. He's actually working, unfortunately. But once he comes back, he'll be back. He'll be part of the gang. We have the original gang all right here, guys. Thank you.
No, he did.
Halloween got the best of him, so apparently, so he's still celebrating Halloween, apparently. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Peace.